Well, we have breaking news now into our newsroom. Middleton police tell us that a motorcyclist is dead after the crash on the Beltline that we told you about just a few minutes ago. They say that it happened around 11:30 this morning. The crash was between a car and a motorcycle. Police tell us that the driver of the motorcycle was pronounced dead at the scene. The Beltline was closed down because of the investigation into the crash. We do not know who the motorcyclist was at this time, but we will let you know as we learn more.